all this commotion, oh, XYZ is going to be the new hub for tech, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, the fact is this: Bay Area ranks #1 for tech talent across, I think this is North American markets. This is North American because you can see, followed by Seattle, which is a very big player. Obviously, you have Amazon and Microsoft out there. You have expansion offices of a lot of the tech companies that we have in the Bay Area. Toronto has done very well, especially those that unfortunately aren't able to come to the US, so they may choose to live out there. So that's been very, very popular, been a nice hub for many. DC has actually been surprisingly continued to be growing. A lot has to do with government work and opportunities of contracts there. Kind of a silent one. And then New York. New York has always had a lot of population, a lot of young talent that wants to be there, and they've continued to grow. But the reality is Bay Area is dominant at #1. It's a very big gap between the next players. Seattle is certainly rising and has done very well, but the others have a pretty decent gap away from being #1. Extremely important. You can see a lot of these places, while there's flexibility for work and for people, they're not big hubs like Nashville, Austin. Everybody's been clamoring about Austin all the time. They're not that big of a hub as you evidently see. When they do their expansion, they add a couple hundreds of employees, maybe some thousands. But this is like nothing compared to hundreds of thousands of tech employees in a particular area. And so it's just mindful to see, like, you hear all these commotions all the time. Of course, if a company can get talent for cheaper, they're going to keep pushing it. And that's why you keep seeing all these different things from these companies. You say, yeah, come on, move over here. Yeah, if they're going to be able to get cheaper labor, they're certainly going to want to keep promoting that. So just be mindful of that. Next, the Techies we want to go away have, and it's our loss. This is an opinion piece. So I still remember, do you remember that article or that news report back in a couple of years ago where it was peak kind of San Francisco? Like San Francisco was just booming. Everything was just red hot. And there was all this commotion about the shuttles, like the Google buses. Do you remember that? The Google buses getting like vandalized and just all these kind of commotions. And now, to be fair, we've completely swung the other way in the sense of offices, right? So office vacancy is terrible right now in San Francisco, and it's not changing anyways. It's not changing at all. So if you go during the day, it's just a way less crowded than before, right? Because people don't actually have to be in the office as much. If they do, they're only going like 1 or 2 times a week. So it's significantly less. But I question this because at the end of the day, I know there's still a lot of people that live there, and there's still a lot of people rent there. Because just look at the rent figures. It's not like it's completely plummeted. It's still doing very well. So I think there's still a lot of people that choose to live in San Francisco. It's just you don't see as much because during the daytime, they're either working from home, which is potentially at their place because they're not going to the office. So people may not see it as much. But I question that there's that many people that have actually left. Now, to be fair, the job count is obviously less because people have the flexibility to live and go wherever they want. So I think that's very meaningful. I think all those small businesses have certainly struggled because, like, if think about a lot of those like sandwich shops, they were just there making money during breakfast and lunch. But if the breakfast and lunch during the weekdays is all gone, well, man, they are dead in the water, right? So I feel really bad for all those businesses. They used to do very, very well, but now they're just like, it's just significantly bad. So what does well? Maybe some lunch places in those areas that people are not kind of going to. So like Soma has done not well. So places like the Marina, places like Mission, I'm sure have done better. So lunch places, a lot of dinner spots, a lot of bars. I know a lot of the bars have been extremely busy. So it's just a shift of what the opportunities are. And at the same time, with flexibility, it also means they can also choose to live anywhere in the Bay Area. They don't actually have to live in San Francisco. But I question some of this because I still think there's quite a bit of people. But leave in the comments below if you're in San Francisco, if you have personally felt there's more people now than pre-COVID. I'd love to get that stats. If you feel it's now than during COVID, I'd love to get that. Does it feel busy of restaurants and activities? My guess is the answer is yes. But I'd love to hear in the comments below. I'd love to hear from that. Thank you for watching this short on my YouTube channel. For more shorts, go ahead and click here. For more live streams, you can go ahead and click here. I'll see you in the next one.